Hello, everyone. It's Tuesday in the 71st, and I thought I would take some time to check in to see how everyone is doing. I hope that you're all doing well and staying safe and healthy. I just want to, have you guys jump on in and ask any questions that you may have. I was going to have a guest this evening, but unfortunately, his schedule got a little crazy and he wasn't able to join me. So I'm hoping that possibly next week he can jump on. If he can't jump on live, then we're thinking we'll have a conversation and we'll just record it and I can play it and then answer any questions afterwards. So how's everybody doing? We're officially in phase 3. I shared that on the page about what that entails. And so things are opening up. We have our churches. I got a letter from Sacred Heart Church saying that they've added some new masses and schedules, but you have to reserve, which talking to my mother, she was happy about that, but she was wondering how many reservations were going to get taken up. So I told her, if you don't get in the first try, go for the next reservation. So our houses of worship are opening up. Some aren't. I did talk to a few that because of the age of their members and some of the health conditions, they wanted to make sure that they still are keeping everybody safe. And so they've decided to wait a little bit, which is totally fine. I think that God is all around us and can be celebrated in very unique and special ways, of which this pandemic is proving so. So what else is going on? We can have up to 10 people in groups, and so that's exciting. Hopefully families can start getting together. I know as a grandparent, you need to have those hugs from your grandkids, and it's nice to be able to have that. So yeah, other than that, I think we've got some of the smaller businesses, hairdressers and such are able to open. I'm looking forward to getting my appointment made that was missed over the COVID. It's been a challenge, and I know for so many, and it's nice to have a little breathing room. So I hope you're all feeling that way as well. So hot one today, right? At work, our air conditioning went out, so it got a little warm. I don't know if you guys are feeling it as well, but there's a nice breeze going on now, so that's good to have. Let's see, it's June 2nd. What's going on in June? Well, I do want to have a shout out to my LGBTQ family and friends. It's Pride Month, so here. I was thinking back the last few years and the parades and the celebrations. So I'm hoping that we won't be probably doing a parade this year, but hopefully next year and in future we'll be able to celebrate and make sure that it's done for you all. We just love, it's important that we are inclusive. And I think we're all probably trying to put our best efforts into that, especially in these trying times, whether it's the pandemic or it is the injustice and inequality that has been going through our communities. Um, I think the biggest thing is what we need to learn and look inside is that we need to spread love and we need to look at each other and believe that, the golden rule, I'm going to treat you the way I want to be treated. And I think that is the best way to be. So I see we've got a couple viewers. You guys have any questions for me? been making my calls, talking to folks, sharing information as they have questions for me. Been having some great conversations in the 71st. A lot of good people, a lot of hardworking people. So it's a it's a great place to be to raise your family, and I know that's why I want to be down in Springfield to make sure that we continue strengthening the 71st. We've got a lot of room to grow, and I think with the best ideas, connecting with people that like to invest in strength and hard work, we definitely can be that district. So let's see, got a couple comments here. Hey, Sarah, how are you? You guys stay safe too. Janine, hey, how are you? Haven't talked to you in a while. So um, hope everyone is doing well and staying healthy. That's my biggest thing when I'm talking to people is, what's going on? Oh, we're staying in, or we went out to get ice cream, and so there's a little bit more levity, a little bit more uh, positivity as we're able to expand our movement and increase that a little bit. So anybody have any questions? Why don't you tell me what you guys have all been doing? One thing that has presented itself for me anyway, and it's something that I've always wanted to do, and with the fact that things kind of slowed down with work for myself, my husband, always the adult learner in our family, he challenged me to join him in learning Spanish. So we're doing Duolingo. Has anybody tried that? It's pretty neat. It's a little app on your phone, and it goes through little words and phrases, and um, it's pretty interesting. And I'm not fluent yet, but my hope is by the fall I can put together sentences and not only speak some Spanish but also understand it when it's spoken to me. I remember a time when Tom and I were in Spain, and Tom knows some Spanish, and he had asked for some directions in Spanish to help us. And of course, when you ask directions in Spanish, they're going to talk to you back and give those directions in Spanish back. And we had a chuckle about that because it was something we had to decipher and ask repeatedly for the gentleman that was helping us to slow down. Sean, we are still out battling to keep our members safe while they are out working. That's great to hear, Sean. I'm sure that it's quite a challenge for you. So are they holding up okay, Sean? What are the challenges that you guys have been facing? Social distancing and things like that are always part of it. So yeah, just jump on anytime, you guys. I feel that it's important. As we go through this, I have been sharing with my conversations that I do hope to be able to get out and about as soon as possible to be talking personal protective equipment. Exactly. So, working with masks on, Sean, I'm sure that the members are probably challenged with that. Are you using the plastic shields and things, or? I know that I stopped. There's a young man, in fact, Nate, if you don't mind, I'll give you a plug. Nate Neubauer, you can find him on Facebook. He has masks available for sale. Yeah, anything we can do to keep them safe. You're right, Sean. That's exactly right. So I stopped and for out at Home of Hope, as we start to bring services and programs back to the organization for our clients, because they are in a high risk um, group as well, we wanted to make sure that we had that. So we have masks available for them, and we got them from Nate Neubauer, and they are really nice masks. And so if any of you need to get those to have in your car or to pass along with family, you guys can look him up. It's Nate Neubauer on Facebook, and he'll make arrangements to get those masks to you. They're very affordable. So that reminds me, I need to call him and get some more for the Whiteside County Democrats. I want to get some because they're going to be opening up the headquarters. If any of you remember where the headquarters were last year for the last election cycle, there on First Avenue in Rock Falls. We will be getting that set up here in a few weeks. So a good place to stop in and check out the candidates and sign up for volunteering if you've got time. We'll be doing phone banking, of course, and it's a big enough room, so we have plenty of room to do social distancing, and hopefully that will be getting going here in the next couple weeks. So anyway, got some people still viewing. Come on, guys, share with me what you're up to on this beautiful summer day starting in June here. Of course, today feels more like July, although the humidity wasn't too bad. My husband was able to get the kayak in. He said it was wonderful out there on the Rock River. So I saw some people enjoying the outdoors, which is always nice. And in a time where you social distancing and keeping crowds down, that's a good place to go. So I wanted to one conversation I had, and it struck close to home. My daughter is a home caregiver, and I was talking with a lady that is in her late 80s. She says her 90th birthday will be next month, I believe she said, and she's tickled that she is able to stay in her home. And she shared with me the fact that the only reason she's able to stay in her home is that she has a home care giver come in just 4 hours a day to help her with things, getting her dressed and helping her do some light housework. They fix her the lunch before they leave. And this kind of goes back and forth. So one shift is in the morning, the next day it might be a little late morning to mid-afternoon, and then the next late afternoon, evening. So it really helps her stay in her home, and her children are tickled with the care that she's getting. And it just reminds me that our elderly people, or the people in our community, they should be able to live their lives in dignity. And yes, if you do need to have a nursing home because of extenuating physical and health situations, then of course we've got some great establishments, our local nursing homes, as well as our the live-in assistance caregiving homes that we have as well, do a great job, but they're expensive. And it's, research shows that our elderly people can stay in their home. They have a really a good quality of life, their family, they all feel connected. And so those programs that help our elderly folks, our grandparents, my parents, they're not there yet, but they may be looking at that decision down the road in a few years, God willing that their health stays. but let's face it, to be able to stay in your home and just to be able to get a little bit of care as you need it, and then of course expand on that as you age or as your health situation changes. It's a good thing, and I believe that these programs that are funded in part by our tax dollars are a good thing, and they should be strengthened. So, hi, Brian. Brian's working on getting a new program going that will be designed to help families become successful homeowners. That's awesome, Brian. You know, so many young people with our housing. We need affordable housing. It's a challenge for our young people that are starting out, and they have good jobs, but maybe they haven't been able to set money aside or those things, and to be able to get into a home is really difficult. And then to see what is offered as far as rental properties, you know, at the cost of what rental properties are, even in the 71st district, it's quite high, and you keep people from being able to live the American dream when you're paying high rents and not being able to save. So that's great, Brian. I'd like to chat with you more about how that program will work. Anne says, will you and Tony ever debate? You know, I don't know, Anne. The last cycle, we did have a forum that was included with other candidates, and it went well. So I guess as we get closer to the election, I guess we'll see what happens and how that gets planned. But thanks, Anne, for asking. So Sean lost my audio, so he must be out and about. Anyway. All right, well, I'm just going to give a few minutes here more if anybody wants to chime in with what they've been doing. Hey, I'll put out a plug. On June 18th, I'm having a virtual fundraiser. You can find it on the page. You can get a team together of up to 5. It's going to be Name That Tune. So if you're a music aficionado, you can get that team going, and we'll have a lot of fun. So check it out. It's on my Facebook page. It's the Name That Tune on June 18th. So love to have you join in, and it'll help me raise some funds so that we can get the message out through the 71st. So, all right. Well, I just, like I said, want to check in, say hey. Hope you guys had a great day. It looks like this week's going to be some more warm weather, possibly getting a little more humid. So take care, stay hydrated, stay socially distanced, wear your masks when you're out and about in public, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Again, if you have questions before next Tuesday, you can always email me or message me through Facebook Messenger or on my website, Padilla for Illinois. You can hook up to my email. Hi, Amy. Haven't started your new job yet, have you? Brian, what could be done to help get more money secured to help cities do more about? I'm assuming you're still talking, Brian, about affordable housing to get young people or people into being homeowners. So I believe there are some programs, Brian. I'd have to do some research looking that up as far as what programs are out there. The bottom line is that when you can invest in your communities, invest in the people that live in your community, you're a stronger community. So if we have a shortage of affordable housing, then I would look to get programs going where we can make that money that's through tax dollars, that we invest that appropriately, prudently, and make sure that it's working for the community. Because if we can keep those young people or those people in their homes, They are then part of the tax base, and they're working and they're contributing to strengthening our community as well. But to help the cities do more about landlords that are really bad. Well, bad landlords, Brian, are nothing new, but they should definitely not be tolerated. And as the city leaders, aldermen and things, when you have landlords coming into your communities, I think that they should be vetted and they should have responsibility. So there should be a standard that is set out for them. And if they want to be landlords in our communities, they should know what the expectations are of our community, and they need to be held accountable. So that would be definitely something to work on here. Okay. Well, it's 7:31. We've been on them for about 21 minutes or so. Not that that's, I don't have anywhere to go, but again, you guys take care, and thanks for joining in, and write down those questions, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Thanks a lot. Take care.